The way that members of OTF crash out on the regular, it needs to be studied. What other group do you know is this successful, yet willing to throw its life out the window like an empty McDonald's bag? OTF is the only group where the leader was a millionaire several times over, casually flying private jets and living a luxury life, yet still found time to allegedly commit a murder for hire. If Lil Durk is your OG and he's currently locked up on federal charges for the murder of Quando Rondo's cousin, then I can only imagine the people under him are completely ready to die over nothing. And it seems like this time around, the newest USDA certified crash out is none other than Lil Durk's close friend, OTF Boona, who currently has crazy ass murder charges.
New developments. Channel 2 Action News found out what police say led to a violent home invasion before an officer found a man's body at a Gwinnett County church parking lot.
Getting caught doing a botched home invasion where he allegedly made his victims shuck and jive before airing them out. Man, it's a crazy situation because OTF Boona, literally his whole existence is getting into crash out situations. So this isn't very surprising, but it is surprising in which the manner that this dude has gotten into this situation. But somehow over his whole career of crashing out, he actually has risen like a phoenix and been able to beat all these charges. But this current time is honestly crazy. So we're going to get into the wild downfall of OTF Boona today. But before we do, gang, I'm going to need you to do something for me. Like, comment, subscribe. We're going to run on this video, man. Check out the merch link in the description at staysafeworld.com. Hit that notification bell so whenever I post, y'all tune in. And hit that hype button if it shows up because it helps expose the channel to even more people. Let's get into that shit right now. Yes, there is a hierarchy in the OTF organization, but not a single person there is above spending life in prison. In fact, that might honestly be a requirement at this point. OTF being only the family, Durk's organization that's tied in with the infamous Lamron 300 gang of Black disciples in South Chicago. They started the 64th and Normal area of the city. They have a lot of close ties with other gangs in the area like 600, where infamous rapper LA Capone is from, or O-Block, where King Von is from, with not many opportunities in that area because it's filled with poverty and gangbanging activity. Pretty much everyone involved is either a shooter or a rapper. Everyone plays a role. You got Durk, who's like the head honcho who be calling all the missions. You got shooters like Muwap. You got people that organize things behind the scenes like OTF Didi. And then you got the OTF Boonas, who are just straight up crash outs on every single level. OTF Boona is one of Durk's closest friends from Lamron, who unfortunately was in and out of jail for like the whole decade of Durk's rise. At one point getting sentenced to 8 years, which he only apparently served around 4 for. After that large stint of jail, he was able to actually move out of Chicago finally and move to Atlanta. But unfortunately, he was doing the same exact shit that he was doing in Chicago, which led to a crazy incident for him getting charged for a shooting in Walmart that apparently got a kid hit up multiple times in a shootout with another Atlanta rapper. Many people also think that this beef that he got into directly ties in with the home invasion that happened in Lil Durk's property and the home invasion that he would eventually get charged for just last month. So we gotta talk about the next chapter, the war in Atlanta, right now. Apparently, OTF Boona was not trying to move down to Atlanta and turn a new leaf of positivity and peace, because there were many allegations at the time floating around that these OTF members who would move down there were still robbing people and acting the same way that they were in Chicago. And unfortunately, that led to a crazy shootout with another Atlanta rapper named Lil Man Man, a member of the Atlanta gang MCF. It all boiled down to a crazy incident at the Cumberland Mall in Cobb County where a man and a child were shot.
That's where investigators say a man and a child were shot in a parking lot outside of Cumberland Mall.
News Edge reporter Denise Dillon joins us live with the latest details. Denise.
Yeah, the shooting happened right in front of these restaurants here at Cumberland Mall. I talked to a couple of people who were eating dinner at the time they heard the shots. They looked out and saw people running for cover.
Like, it was just like a very chaotic moment.
I saw somebody hit the ground, people running.
There were people running and zooming and everything.
And they closed the shutters in the restaurant.
A shootout in the parking lot of Cumberland Mall. Witnesses say they saw people in 2 cars yelling at each other. Then they got out, guns in hand.
We hear gunfire. I peek around. I see the guys coming out of the vehicle that's facing the same direction as us. shooting into the vehicle next to them.
Crystal Schmidt says they got back in their cars and sped through the parking lot, while one man was leaning out the window, still shooting.
While OTF Boona would get out of the situation unharmed, this apparently would directly lead to a major home invasion on Dirk's house that would blow up on the internet because his girlfriend India would end up shooting back at the perpetrators. On July 15th, 2021, Lil Durk would get a rude awakening in the middle of the night when people attempted to burst through his house and exchanged gunfire with him and his girlfriend. According to the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, the rapper and his girlfriend India Cox were victims of a home invasion and aggravated assault a little after 5 a.m. Law enforcement tells the sources of TMZ that several unidentified individuals entered Durk's home in the Chateau Elan neighborhood in Brazelton, about an hour outside Atlanta, and a shootout ensued. Fortunately, India would shoot back. The intruders would end up rushing and leaving, and no one was really injured. And many thought that there was a back door or something crazy going on because this was so far away from downtown Atlanta that it made no sense. Fast forward to today, and many people believe that this home invasion with Lil Durk directly correlates with the home invasion that OTF Boona and other members did on Oscar Cruz, which we're going to get into right now.
Developments. Channel 2 Action News found out what police say led to a violent home invasion before an officer found a man's body at a Gwinnett County church parking lot. As Channel 2 Gwinnett County Bureau Chief Matt Johnson reports for us, police say the four suspects sent a disturbing message to the victim's wife.
Today, we're getting new insight on a brutal murder that police say began well before they discovered the victim's body at a church parking lot. A detective testified that armed robbers actually sent a chilling message to the victim's wife right before the murder. A Gwinnett County judge heard chilling testimony about how police say Raymond Cooper worked with three others in a deadly home invasion that left the father shot 17 times. A detective said the suspects delivered a terrifying message to the wife of Oscar Cruz.
They told her this would be the last time that she saw her husband and to kiss him goodbye.
Police say Cooper and three suspects met Cruz at a Waffle House on July 22nd at around 1 in the morning, where he got into their car. Investigators say the suspects became violent when they took Cruz to his home on Gin Blossom Circle, where the 28-year-old's wife was showering.
His hands were bound with duct tape, and there was a male pointing a gun at his head. And she was made to get out of the shower and come downstairs.
Authorities say two armed men stole $3,000 and possibly drugs from the home. Police arrested 26-year-old Javon Wilson last week in connection with the murder. Investigators tracked a Charger to Webb Gin House Road using cameras, where Cruz was found dead in a church parking lot the same day.
Oscar Cruz was going to either sell drugs to the individual or get paid back for some drugs he fronted them.
The allegations in this ongoing situation between OTF Boona and an apparent victim named Oscar Cruz is some of the craziest shit that I've ever heard. Apparently him and three others worked together to rob and kill Cruz and shot him at least 17 times. Apparently on July 22nd, 2025, investigators said that Cruz met the suspects at Waffle House and got into their car willingly on July 22nd and then drove them to his home on Gin Blossom Court. Apparently Cruz was supposed to collect money from the suspects, but unfortunately that never happened because the suspects apparently then bound Cruz and his wife while threatening both of them and stole $3,000 in drugs from the residents. Police said that they told her this would be the last time that she saw her husband and kissed him goodbye. His body was later discovered in a church parking lot on Webb Gin House Road. And not only is it not looking good for OTF Boona, but if I'm Dirk, I'm definitely like, bruh, this is crazy because you're trying to not look like a whole criminal organization that's apparently doing extrajudicial killings and shit like that. He has a whole federal case going on in California for basically a very similar thing. And then now he has multiple members from his team allegedly catching bodies. And people were saying on his behalf. So it's definitely going to be not looking good. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to put this on Dirk in some way or some fashion because, you know, it's going out sad regardless. But the one thing you got to see about everyone in OTF is now that Dirk is gone, these dudes are doing crazy ass shit because they literally have no form of income. Literally killing someone for $3,000 and some weed is honestly super fried. Definitely not worth it. And probably what you could do and get away with in Chicago, but definitely in not nice ass areas like in Gwinnett County. So it's going to be interesting to see how this case goes, and we're going to keep you updated. But real say shit, you already know what's going on.